Welcome back, guys. Today we'll be working on the part 2 of this 6 pieces panel dress from last week, and today's tutorial will be based on the draped piece of the upper part of the dress. So tap the subscribe button below your screen and let's head straight into the tutorial. So guys, today's tutorial is a continuation from last week's tutorial. So if you didn't see that, please tap the link that's showing right up on your screen right now to check it out. So this pattern here is the pattern we used for our tutorial last week. So we'll be continuing from here to just like make parts or specific parts that you need for the draped piece of our dress. So I hope you get what I mean. So this is the neckline I used last week. Now the first thing I'm going to do here is to just draw on my pattern the wide shoulder strap. You can see it's marked with that pink mark right there. So I'm just going to draw and measure on my pattern what that is going to look like. So at my neckline, I'll first measure in maybe about 4 or 5 inches, and at my shoulders I'll just measure how wide I want that part to be. So you could just chop off about 1 inch from your shoulders, and basically that's it. And then you connect the points together. So you can see I'm going to connect that right now. Now I'm going to place another piece of paper underneath that and trace that strap out. So you can see me doing that. So pretty much that's it. Now I'm just going to like connect all of the traced out points, and this is my wide shoulder strap. So you can just add your allowances to this, and then you cut two pieces for the shoulder strap. So one can serve as a lining for um for the strap. So one will serve as a lining and one will serve as the normal right side for the normal fashion, the one you cut on the your actual fashion fabric. So now the next part I'm going to draw is the draped piece around the bust. So yeah, just measure what your under bust measurement is. So you measure it at the side of your pattern like I've done. Then you also go to the center and just measure like an elevated point at the center, just like we have in the design. So something just to connect the points at the side, so you can see I've done that. So yeah, pretty much. Now I'm just going to cut that part around the bust. I'm going to cut it out, you can see, and that's it, cut out. So that part there is the border line, so it's going to be folded when I'm cutting on my fabric. So now I'm just going to start drawing in slash lines into this, but I'm going to start with one slash line first. And the first slash line will have to touch my bust point right there. That's where my pen is on. So my first slash line will touch my bust point right there, and that's it. So now I'm going to cut one leg of my dart right there, and then I'm going to cut my slash line up to my dart point. So now I'm just going to close that dart. You can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to close it and tip it down. So pretty much now I'm just going to continue drawing in other slash lines. So I just drew like one more slash lines into this, and then I have 1, 2, 3 slash lines. Then I'm going to slash it more and then spread out on a new blank piece of paper. So you can spread out as much as you want depending on how full you want the drapes to be. So yeah, pretty much now I'm just going to cut that out as you can see me doing. So you cut it out, and that's the side right there. So you just label it so you know that that's the side right there, and that's my shoulder strap, the one we cut earlier. That's it right there. And remember, you have to close up the borderline when you're cutting on your fabric. So yeah, I'm just going to fold my fabric now and place all of these patterns on my fabric so I can cut them out. So that's my drape piece, you can see that. So that's it, right? So yeah, this is it cut out. So that part up there is my neckline, so I'm just going to label it so I can figure it out. So yeah, this is the cut out fabric. I'm just going to gather the sides right there. Can see I've already gathered that. So I'm now going to place it on my dress. That is the dress from last week. Please note that when you want to make yours, you have to like do this. You have to sew this into the side of the dress. So you can't do what I've just done. You can't like make your dress first and then now try to start fixing in the drape piece, so you have to do it all together at once so you don't have like a rough shoulder job. So let me just continue explaining how to place the drape piece on your dress. So yeah, the sides go into the side seams of your dress, so you can see I've just kind of pinned that down. So at the center you have to gather up also the center. Please note that you use your needle and thread to gather it up. That means you should have gathered it up. So I just use the pin to represent the gathering. So use the pin, use your, I said needle and thread, yeah, use your needle and thread to gather it up. Now for the shoulder strap piece, so you also need to gather that part up. So once you gather it up, then I'm just going to place it on the neckline of my dress, just like it was shown in the design picture. So just look at the design picture and look at how it was placed, and then you place your shoulder strap accordingly. Now let's move on to the next bit, which is the twisted draped piece across the neckline. So all I need to do is to just use my tape measure to measure how I want to measure how long I want the draped piece to be. So I'm just going to place my tape rule right at my on my mannequin. So I'll just measure from the side, and then I'll go under my bust and then go to the center all the way till I get to the other parts of my shoulder. So yeah, you can see me measuring it with my tape rule, and this is it now cut out on my fabric. So what I measured on my mannequin, it just cuts out on, that will be the length of the drapes of my fabric. That is the length of my fabric, the length of the fabric I'm using for the drape. So now I'm going to gather up that part of my fabric. So yeah, that is it right there. So I've gathered it up. Now I'm just going to place that on my mannequin. So that part also has to go into the side seam of your dress. So I'm just going to pin that down because yeah, it's supposed to go into the side seam, but I'm just going to pin it down to illustrate. And now I'm going to gather up the rest of my fabric and move it right to the center right here. So I'm just going to make sure it covers that gathered piece at the center of your drapes before. Then I'm going to twist my fabric as you can see me doing. So you twist it and the rest of the fabric goes all the way to your shoulder, and that's it pretty much. Just make sure you sew it all up neatly and accurately. So if you missed the tutorial on how I made this six pieces panel dress, just check out my previous tutorial. That is my tutorial from last week. I pinned the link at the beginning of this video so you can check it out. And yeah, that's that. Let me just raise my mannequin up right now just so that you can see what it looks like fully. So yeah, don't forget to tap the subscribe button below your screen, tap the like button also, and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming tutorials when I post them. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.